Beautiful, beautiful. And you do have a curriculum that you do have that you said is being, I know I was watching some videos that's being implemented in certain places. Could you just briefly kind of detail what it is, encompass what it is?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I have a program called Conscious Ingenuity, and Conscious Ingenuity is a program, a STEAM based program. Okay, so we utilize STEAM to build character, confidence, and capabilities. Within that curriculum, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful curriculum. We, of course, we show them, we show them MELTREK. So the children learn MELTREK. They learn about our history, our contributions to the advancement of humanity. They learn that stuff. They also get exposed to Ma'at, and so we teach them about the principles of Ma'at. Truth, justice, reciprocity, harmony, balance, order. So they get lessons on Ma'at. And then they learn STEM concepts. And so they're learning STEM and different things. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful curriculum. In fact, the website will be up and running probably next week. And so in another week or so, you can go to consciousingenuity.com to check out what we have. And so it should be, like I said, I don't know when this interview is going to drop, but hopefully by the time this interview drops, your listening audience will be able to go to consciousingenuity.com to check out the program. So it's a beautiful program. We also have a curriculum for the MELTREK series. And so when we initially created MELTREK, I envision it to be like a hip hop animated series that teaches children about the history, culture, and achievements of African people. Okay. And when I say African people, I'm talking about those on the continent and those throughout the diaspora. And so I initially envisioned just like an animated series, but the response was enormous. Literally, people from around the world were reaching out and they were saying, "Hey, I love the animation. Do you have anything else?" And so then we started producing books, okay, activity books to go along with the animated films. And then we had the idea to write storybooks to go along with the animated film. And so we have the film, activity books, and storybooks. And then we said, you know what? We're going to create a curriculum for the MELTREK animated series. So we have a curriculum for MELTREK episode 1. We're currently working on a curriculum for MELTREK episode 2. And so the curriculum for MELTREK episode 1, we have that on paperback, and we're in the process of digitizing it and making it available on our website, edanimeproductions.com.
Okay, great, great. I'm definitely looking forward to checking some of that stuff out. And all the viewers, make sure y'all support this woman with all her endeavors. So make sure y'all go to the websites when it's up. Make sure y'all go get the MELTREK for your children. Start teaching our babies about their true history, and so we can really push forward as a unit, and just get to the promised land. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I say to your listening audience, I mean, MELTREK should be in every home. It should be. I mean, like the program is currently being used in 30 states and 10 countries. And so MELTREK has done very well. It's been out for 8 years now, and
Wow.
it's doing very well. Conscious Ingenuity is blowing up right now. A lot of parents love it. They love the idea of Conscious Ingenuity. In fact, we'll be offering Conscious Ingenuity through 2 African-centered schools this summer. And so if you want your child to experience or to participate in the Conscious Ingenuity program, be sure to contact Brother Marcus Klein of Freedom Home Academy in Chicago. He has an 8-week summer program that he's offering. Okay, and you can take advantage of it if you're online, and I think he offers it online and in person. Okay, and so you can contact him. We'll be running Conscious Ingenuity through him, and also Baba Amin and his wife and Koyo of the Uhuru Academy. Okay, and so what they're offering in June, July, and August is a 2-week boot camp, like a 2-week summer camp, 2 weeks in each month. And so we'll be offering Conscious Ingenuity through them as well.
Great, great, great. Yeah, I definitely have to get into that, especially Chicago is my hometown. So
Okay.
yeah. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that.
And we can start from here. So your question was, what happened what caused us to fall from grace.
Mhm.
And you mentioned Kemet. Kemet had a good run, but Kemet started getting invaded. Kemet started experiencing invasion after invasion after invasion. And let me say that line again because I butchered it, and I want to make sure that when you chop it up, you get a good line. So your question was, what caused us to fall from grace? And you mentioned Kemet. You said, "Oh my goodness, I'm learning about Kemet and how we built the pyramids and tekens and temples that were aligned with celestial bodies and what." So look, Kemet had a good run, but Kemet experienced invasion after invasion after invasion. And what I mean by Kemet had a good run, I think it was about 30 dynasties, something like that, 31, 32 dynasties. I have to go back and check, but about 30, 31 dynasties. So they had a good run, but we were invaded. Okay. Now let's move over to West Africa. In West Africa, there was a lot of tribalism. And I'm sitting here thinking of Dr. Batu Shikari. He wrote a book on African civilizations and the tribalism and the spookism and all of this. And he talks about that. How did we fall from grace and what were the contributing factors? Well, tribalism was a major one because when the white folks came over, and this whole slave trade started, and we can get into the Portuguese and all of that. They literally capitalized on that. They looked and they said, "Oh, okay, so they don't consider each other." You get what I'm saying? And so
Right,
we're
right,
at we were warring with one another, and they used that in order to get captives. A lot of the captives that were sold to Europeans were prisoners of war from warring tribes, right? That's what it was. And so, but you know what? And I just want to be clear here. I'm not knocking those ancestors because there was no concept of Africa back then, right? No, they weren't looking at each other like, "Oh, I'm an African, you an African." There was no concept of that.
right, right.
They were looking at each other like, "Look, I'm Yoruba, you're Igbo, you're not my people, right? You're not my people. We're not the same, And so, as a result of the tribalism, white folks were able to come over, invade, colonize, invade Africa, colonize Africa, and establish, a human trafficking enterprise, based on the warring and the tribalism. And so a lot of that, destroy. And not to mention, we can't leave out the Arabs. I know some people like to leave the Arabs, out of the story, but I don't understand why Arabs get let off. Seems like they get let off the hook whenever you talk to black folks because they harp on white people. But what about the Arabs? The Arabs actually invaded, West Africa before white folks were over there, And so anyway, those are things that I would say contributed to the fall from grace. The invasions, the invaders, the manipulation from by the invaders, the tribalism and things of that nature, brother. So I would say it's a lot. I think